everybody, this is Reina. Tonight I'd like to talk about anxiety attack, so-called panic attack. Yeah, one of the viewers happened to read my blog or article. I don't remember I posted, but I mentioned that I have suffered from anxiety attack for 5 years before Tony was born. And it sounds like this lady also suffered from anxiety attack or having some sort of symptoms of anxiety attack and wondering how I have coped with it and how it was like for me. It's been overdue. This lady asked me to talk about this for a long time ago, so I thought I should, talk about it today. A while back, I mentioned about me having an anxiety attack for the first time. Total stranger, took me to the emergency room and whatnot. If you're interested in listening to the story, it's here. Yeah. But anyways, several years later from that first panic attack, I got it while I was driving. Yeah, I was on a bridge, just driving by myself, and I started having this tingling sensation from my fingertips. And then I saw my hand, and then I start seeing these white spots, and my hands are all red. And then I was like, what the hell's going on with me, right? And that tingling sensation started moving onto my shoulder and my back and my legs and head, and then all of a sudden I had this, shaking, tingling sensation that I couldn't control, head to toe. So that I had to get off the highway and try to seek for help, right? Because I was actually on the way to pick John up from work. I called my friend living close by, and he was nice enough to come rescue me and then took me to, John's office, so that, he could drive home. Yeah, that was the beginning of the whole symptoms. A while back I was talking about things are disappearing and gone, and one of the pub I was hanging around with my buddies were gone and stuff. Yeah, I went there, okay, by car, and I couldn't make it, no problem. During I was having fun with my buddy, I started to have this weird sensation again. Yeah, and then I had to leave. So I went in a car, and there you go. I started having a sensation again from head to toe, and then I had to call John, and he was about 40 minutes away by train. Okay, walking and train and stuff, but I had to ask for rescue there, otherwise I couldn't make it home. Yeah, that's how my anxiety attack got worse and worse and worse. And sometimes starting to have this, my heart started beating so fast and whatnot, and I was getting really uncomfortable, being alone and going outside. So I went to see a doctor, went to the walking clinic and talked to the doctor, and then the doctor actually told me that I might have to seek help from a shrink. Yeah, some of you might know that Canada has a pretty awesome, medical system. It's covered by insurance, right? You just pay the premium and everything covered. But we have a doctor shortage, especially professionals. But anyways, so the doctor told me they will contact the specialist and they're supposed to call me and whatnot. And time just passed, and about 6 months later or so, I get this phone call. I didn't know what this person was talking about. I totally forgot about it, right? But after all, that was a shrink. Somehow, at that time, I didn't know that I really needed the help from a shrink. So I basically told them I don't need to book an appointment, and I just let it go, right? But, I starting to having more attacks and stuff here and there. After all, what happened to me was I couldn't leave a house by myself. I was basically staying home, for 3 years or 4 years straight. I only could go out with John. It got severe one day. Yeah, I was just lying down on a couch and I was reading a magazine, Japanese comic books. And then all of a sudden I started having this sensation in my finger again, and I remember that, sensation, and it made me nervous, like, oh, it's coming, it's here. Yeah, I got the sensation from head to toe, and because I was so nervous, I couldn't breathe. And I couldn't communicate with John and whatnot, and he had to call the emergency. And then paramedics arrived, and then they told me that it's only the anxiety attack and I don't need to go to the emergency room. But going to the emergency room just make me feel comfortable, because if something happens, there is a doctor who can help me, right? What happened to me was kind of shocking. It's really scary, because you know what? I thought I would die. But at the same time, John was taken out from the room, and paramedics asked him what he had done to me, because 80% of those phone calls regarding anxiety attack is based on domestic violence, right? And it was kind of shocking that they had to ask John, because as you can tell, that he doesn't do that. But I felt really sorry, that he had to go through, because he was saying that in a way, do I look like that kind of person? I'm like, no, I'm so sorry, but that's not the point here. But it gets worse and worse and worse since that incident, you see, because I couldn't breathe, and then again I got traumatized. And after that, even I couldn't get on a car with John, because when I had to go in a car or leave the house, my fingers start tingling, and then I was starting having this anxiety, light symptoms of anxiety attack, and then I get worried and whatnot, right? As I said, I refused to seek an attention, help from a shrink. So I suffered from anxiety attack symptoms and stuff for a couple of years, So you know what? If you can seek a help from a shrink or any doctors or any counselors and stuff, don't get too skeptic like I was. Ask for help, because they may able to help you faster, okay? So how I got over it after spending so many years suffering from anxiety attack and shaking and everything was that one of the students actually understood my situation, so she always after the lesson asked me to go out for a walk, and that actually made me comfortable walking outside. You see that she was a great help. And I just remember that doctor told me that cigarettes or alcohol, coffee, and those things actually give a lot of stress to the body. Not mentally, but physically. We are not actually, noticing it. And I was smoking at that time, and I thought maybe smoking is causing this problem. And at the same time, and I thought, okay, I don't want to spend any more money on cigarettes. And also, when I open the box and go, oh, there's only 2 smokes left, I have to go. And then, it felt like I was controlled by my cigarette habit too. So that I thought, okay, I'm not going to buy it anymore. And then funny thing was that day I had a company. And then I somehow felt like I drive her home. And which I did. It wasn't like 10 minutes away or anything. It was a pretty long drive. It's like an hour easy drive. But it was a nighttime. It wasn't busy, so I knew that the traffic will be pretty cool for me to drive and give it a try. So that I did it, and then I could come back, no problem. Of course, I was really nervous and stuff. I don't know what made me feel like I want to do it, I can do it, but that was another change in me. And the main change I had was as soon as I figured out I was pregnant with Tony, because I couldn't be the person always relying on John for everything, and I can't just always call John and say, oh, we have to go to the hospital, I have to take him to the clinic for the shots and stuff. And that's pretty ridiculous though, right, if that's the case. And then I started to practice driving. I couldn't do it all by myself again because I was really nervous. So I asked John to be in a passenger, and I was driving everywhere, and then started to get comfortable. But one day again, when I was trying to go to the store with my friend who took me out for a walk, I had a little bit of symptoms of anxiety attack, but I actually hit my shoulder like this and go, I'm fine, and then told myself that I'm fine because I could drive by myself, and I could drive with John, and I'm not alone because she is here. And then I snap out of it. I basically forced myself to snap out of it, and I could. So that's the kind of things that I was going through. Anxiety attack is really, really scary. Even the small symptoms, it doesn't matter because it traumatizes you, and it's really a hard thing to get over, but you can if you are suffering from anxiety attack, or someone who's suffering from anxiety attack. One of my friends is actually having symptoms right now, and then she is almost getting over it. But I hope this video can give someone a hope that they can beat the anxiety attack, with professional help or without it. I did it without it, but I had a support from John and a friend, and also Tony, who wasn't even born at that time. Yeah, and I know it's partially or pretty much mainly coming from a brain or the way you think about things. So I hope you or someone who you know suffering from anxiety attack can beat it pretty soon and able to get you or their lives back and go back to where you were, because I know you can and they can. Yeah, I just wanted to share that story with you guys, and I wanted to fulfill the request as well. Yeah, I went a little personal here, I guess, but why not, right? Yeah. So if you could share with me your experience with anxiety attack, or if you are suffering from anxiety attack, want to share with me, that's gonna be awesome. Thank you very much for watching, and talk to you soon. Bye!